So everyone's screaming buyer's market, right? More homes, more power, your dream deal is finally here. But here's the dirty truth nobody wants you to know. You're still getting screwed, and I'll prove it with numbers so shocking you'll never trust another real estate headline again. What I'm about to show you will make you question everything you've been told about this market. And if you're thinking about buying, this could save you from the biggest financial mistake of your life. Look at this circus. Media agents, lenders, they're all singing the same song. Buyer's market, but here's what's really happening. Right now, there are 490,041 more sellers than buyers. That's the biggest imbalance on record since 2013. Basic economics says prices should be crashing, right? So why aren't they? Because what we're witnessing isn't a market, it's a coordinated deception. And I'm about to pull back the curtain on exactly how they're doing it. See, when you have nearly 500,000 more sellers than buyers, prices should collapse. That's not opinion, that's math. But instead of massive price drops, we're seeing barely anything. Home price appreciation is only expected to slow to 2% this year. This isn't an accident. This is coordination. And here's how each player is keeping you trapped. First, the media. They're pushing this buyer's market story because it gets clicks. But look at what they're not telling you. Yes, national inventory is up 32% from last year. Sounds great, right? But here's the buried truth. 32 major metro areas, the places people actually want to live, still have 50% less inventory than before the pandemic. Meanwhile, that inventory increase, it's mostly in markets nobody wants. The new build sprawl, the overpriced condos in dying towns. And then there's this. 42% of industry experts still expect 2025 to remain a seller's market, not a buyer's market. But you won't see that headline, will you? Next up, your friendly neighborhood real estate agent. They're telling you it's your time, while the best deals never even hit the market. Here's their dirty secret. 11% of all home sales happen off market. That's over 1 in 10 homes sold in private before you ever get a chance to see them. Who controls those deals? Your agent. Who gets first access? Cash buyers and investors. Who's left fighting over the scraps on Zillow? You. So while you're refreshing Redfin every hour, the real inventory is being traded like a private club. Your agent knows about these deals. The cash buyers know about them. But somehow, you're always the last to know. Then we have the lenders. Rates are coming down, they scream. Get pre-approved now. But look at reality. Rates dropped from 7% to 6.94%. Wow, big deal. Meanwhile, 18.5% of banks just reported tightening lending standards for commercial loans. That's triple the rate from last quarter. And those special programs they're advertising, teaser rates that spike after year one, buy downs that cost you more over time, they're not helping you. They're hooking you with bait and switch tactics. The game is simple. Make it look easier while making it actually harder. Classic coordination. And then there's the builders. Huge incentives, free upgrades, rate buy downs. But here's what they don't tell you. Construction costs hit $428,215 per home in 2024, the highest ever. That's 64.4% of the total home price. So those discounts? You're still paying more than the house is worth. Plus, they force you to use their lender, their title company, their everything. And somehow, your discount disappears in junk fees and forced upgrades. Those free appliances, you already paid for them. Twice. The discounted price? It's the real price with the fake markup removed. They're not giving you deals. They're giving you the illusion of deals while extracting maximum profit. Finally, the biggest deception of all. Wall Street left the housing market, they say. Institutional buyers pulled back 90%. Sure, the headline reads, institutional buyers stepped back. But here's what they're not telling you. Cash buyers still represent 32.6% of all home purchases. That's nearly 1 in 3 homes sold to cash. Who do you think those cash buyers really are? Your neighbor in their piggy bank? Wall Street didn't leave, they got smarter. Now they're buying through LLCs, shell companies, and private networks. While you're stuck qualifying for loans and competing on the MLS, they're writing cash offers on off-market properties. The institutional money is still there. It's just invisible now. So let me ask you this. If there are 490,041 more sellers than buyers, the biggest imbalance ever, why are prices expected to appreciate by 2%? Because every single player I just showed you benefits from keeping prices elevated. The media gets clicks from buyers' market stories that keep you engaged. Agents get commissions from any sale at any price. Lenders profit from loans regardless of the rate. Builders move inventory at inflated construction costs. And the cash buyers? They're cherry-picking the best deals while you fight over what's left. This isn't a market failure. It's a coordinated extraction. And you are the target. Look, I've been in real estate for 20 plus years and I've seen this playbook before. In 2008, they told us subprime is contained. In 2020, they said this time is different. Now they're saying buyer's market. But here's what I learned. The game is rigged, but it's not unwinnable. You just have to stop playing by their rules. So how do you win in a rigged game? You don't play their game. While everyone's fighting over MLS listings, here's where the real buyer's market exists. Strategy number one, off-market deals. Remember that 11% of sales that happen off-market? That's your gold mine. Direct mail, driving for dollars, networking with wholesalers. This is where motivated sellers actually live. No competition, no bidding wars, no agent commissions eating into your deal. Strategy number two, seller financing. Forget the banks and their tightening standards. Find sellers who own their homes free and clear, and there are millions of them. Offer them steady monthly income instead of a lump sum. No banks, no qualification games, no junk fees. Strategy number three, creative structures. Lease options, subject to deals, partnerships with other investors. When you stop thinking like a retail buyer and start thinking like an investor, the whole game changes. The whole world opens up to you. You're no longer competing with cash buyers. You're becoming one. So while everyone else is getting screwed by the coordinated deception, you can be profiting from it. The chaos they create, the confusion they spread, that's where the real opportunities hide. A rising tide lifts all boats, and the tide will continue to rise. Wait until I show you in a couple of days what inflation is actually doing, what the GDP is actually doing, and the actual impact of the tariffs. Subscribe so you don't miss it. But if you ever wondered, okay, cool, but how do I actually find these off-market deals that'll entertain these creative financing strategies? I've got you covered, no worries, because I'm doing something sort of weird right now. I actually tested 50 different lead generation methods, spent over $100,000 of my own money, and I'm showing you the exact 3 that made me rich, step by step, nothing held back, in this video right here. Heads up though, these aren't magic bullets. They take actual work, and honestly, most people will watch it and they'll do nothing. But if you're tired of wondering where the deals are, if you're ready to stop making excuses and start making your phone ring with motivated sellers, check it out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.